the WoW Hardcore Challenge yet again. Technically my last character did not die. I just got bored of them. I'm playing a druid, and the druid is just very, very boring. I did not like the druid at all. So, I've been wanting to make a treasure hunting character. So I thought it would be fun to be a dwarven treasure hunter. So we're going to play the challenge just like normal. If you die, that's it. You're dead, gone, goodbye forever. But also, we're going to hunt down some treasure chests, and if we find a treasure chest, we have to get it. That is the rule I am putting in on myself. We have to pick up every single treasure chest we come across, just to make it even harder, because why not? Bubble's here! Hello, Bubble! I would ask how you're doing, but you mentioned you've already got yourself some of that there, COVID. How are you feeling considering that?
I'm out of range.
Because I know that stuff is not fun. It is not fun at all. I got it, and I was down and out for quite a while. Glad to have you here, though. I didn't think you were going to be in here. I figured you'd just be knocked out.
I need to get closer.
Not good. Unfortunately, I can't breathe. My body doesn't hurt like it did yesterday, so that's good. That is good. The aches are unimaginable with COVID. Like, everyone tells you, like, oh, it's going to ache. And you're like, okay, it's going to ache a little bit. No, it aches. Unlike anything you've ever ached before.
That spell is
I am so excited for, at the end of this month, the new Metal Gear Solid collection's coming out, and I'm so excited to play that. I'm so excited for, we got Assassin's Creed coming tonight. We've got the new Assassin's Creed to play. Very excited for that. Making some progress already. Couldn't even hold the kiddo yesterday. It's amazing, because, like, everyone's like, oh, you're over-exaggerating. It's just the flu. Like, it's totally different. Like, you're so sore and uncomfortable. And I was vaccinated twice against it, so I couldn't imagine just, like, going at it with nothing. Like, no. No, I don't think so. Alright, deliver the letters, get the etched runes, and kill some trogs. Alright. Go turn this in. And of course, your poor kid doesn't understand, you know, COVID, so that's got to make it pretty tough to, you know, take care of the kid while having COVID. You still got, you know, mom chores don't end just because you have COVID, right? Alright, what do we got here? We got track beasts. Arcane shot level 6, monkey level 4. Okay, we got a couple things to start working towards.
Great to meet you. See you soon.
Alright, who are we taking the stack of letters to? I slept on the couch because kiddo's sick too. I was in no shape to take care of him last night. Did he catch COVID also? Your husband stepped up and took care of him. That is excellent to hear. That is what's supposed to happen, right? It shouldn't just be you. I hope your kid doesn't have COVID, because You know, being sick as an adult sucks, but you at least understand it. As a kid, you don't fully understand, like, why am I sick? What happened? Is this going to be forever? He has it too. Well, I guess getting it out of the way early. So, silver lining, sort of, maybe. No hands. I'm just gonna play World of Warcraft by clicking a button and then letting it go. Poor kiddo with COVID. The good news is I have lots of rants and things to go on about today, so we've got things to complain about today, so that'll make your day better. I know y'all love my rants. I was also thinking, and I'm pretty sure this is a stupid thought, so I'm kind of hoping y'all talk me out of this one, honestly. I'm thinking with this unemployment coming up and me wanting to stream for longer, I'm going to need something to stream for greater lengths of time that's interesting, fun to talk about, and I'm dreading this, but I think it's what I want to do. I think I want to play all the Final Fantasies, like Final Fantasy 1 through 15. I just played 16, so I'm not going to quite count Final Fantasy 16, because I don't want to play that again. But I'm really strongly debating if we should just play through every Final Fantasy 1 through 15, including the MMOs and maybe any of the side games that we can, any of the side games we might be able to pick up, like the Chocobo Dungeons or maybe Dissidia. I don't know. There's a lot of games out there. It's gonna take forever. It will, and that's why I'm like, I need a goal. I need something to play. And like, well, shoot. You know, Final Fantasy 16 is like 100 hours. Final Fantasy 15 was like anywhere from 50 to 100 hours. 11 and 14 are going to be multiple thousands of hours. Only play the GBA Tactics and Tactics Advanced. I love Tactics, so I definitely think Tactics and Tactics Advanced will also be on the list because I absolutely love those games. So yeah, that's... You know, I've got maybe 3-4 hours a day to stream. So we're talking like 15 to 20 hours a week. Like, you already know I get super, super bored with like cozy games super fast. So like, even if I want to do Stardew Valley or any of the cozy games, like I get bored of it in a couple days. Final Fantasy I typically enjoy. Like number 1, I was playing through number 1 a while ago, and that's, you know, it's old, so it's not as engaging, but like I've always wanted to play Final Fantasy 5 and 6. I've heard great things about them. I love Final Fantasy 8. I'll play that again. Final Fantasy 10 I've kind of been really itching to replay, so I'm debating if we should just do all of those. And then the question is it better to play all the Final Fantasies in order, or would it be more fun to have like a random generator and then randomly select a number for what we're going to play? The only downside to that is, like, if we randomly get number 11 first, for example, you know, number 11 is an old school MMO like WoW Classic. That's going to take hundreds of hours to go through and play now. I don't know that we will be able to play that one even all the way through. So, you know, I don't want to get hit on an MMO to start with. Maybe we cut the MMOs out of the challenge, but, like, Final Fantasy XIV has a pretty good story, but it is a very, very, very long story. So, you know, you're kind of in it for the long haul, you know? Why are there so many dead characters around here? What happened over here?
What's on your mind? Be good.
Okay. Got that. Now we can go deliver these letters and turn in a quest. So yeah, I'm really debating what to do, but I do really think I'm going to do some Final Fantasy. I can't think of anything else to do, you know. There's not a whole lot of games that just eat up time.
Can I help you?
Lots and lots and lots of time. What am I doing wrong here? Stack of letters, trying to learn them. They're all addressed to Talon Kenai. Can you find them west down the road? Frozen Camp Lake. Okay. I had to drive there, but we'll go farther out. So if you have any other suggestions for games, you know, I can't think of many that would just fill up enough time and be fun to watch over and over. Like, I guess I could get into like one of the major streamer games where I could be a Call of Duty streamer and stream for 8 hours a day on Call of Duty or Apex Legends, since those are popular. Maybe it's too late getting to Fortnite, but I know Minecraft will hold attention for hours and hours and hours. I guess I could be a Minecraft streamer, but I don't know. The Final Fantasy is kind of pulling me towards it. That's something I've always wanted to do. I guess now I'll have the time to do it. Though I don't even know if I'll have the time to do it, honestly. Like I said, that is a lot of time. I don't even know if I necessarily literally have the time to actually do it. Play every Pokemon game. See, I have considered that, but one, I don't own many Pokemon games, and I know some of those Pokemon games are like $100, $200 to own a copy of, so that one would get expensive quick. That one would get expensive real quick. Also, you know, half the Pokemon games are on, you know, DS, which I can't stream very well through here. And unless you're doing a challenge run of Pokemon, like, I don't know, regular Pokemon games just aren't as fun anymore. I like the Nuzlocke, so I like the challenge of it, but, like, a non-challenge run is just kinda meh. Emulators just do it. Now, see, I don't mind emulating, but as a good Catholic, I have to own the game in order to emulate it, which means I'd have to go find a copy of like X and Y 2, Sun and Moon, and buy them, and those get spendy. So I don't think Pokemon games are on the horizon, unfortunately. I just don't see that working. I own them, I'll lend them to you. That might technically work. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. Where are all these boars? Why are there so many dead boars? Oh, treasure chest. We found our first treasure chest for our treasure hunting character. We are obliged to go get the treasure chests. The treasure compels us. It's like, someone made a great video a long time ago, saying that Fred from Scooby-Doo says treasure weird. And you're like, I've never really thought about that. But then they play every time Fred says treasure. And for whatever reason, it's like, gang, let's go get the treasure. And it just, the way he says treasure every time, that's what we're doing. We're going treasure hunting. Fart boat reached level 60. I guess we should be impressed by that.
I don't have a target.
Let's grab this box. Got the box. There's a troll there. Alright, let's kill these guys before they respawn. Let's get in there and get that treasure. Come on. Go down. Go down. There we go. Okay. Where is... There it is. I see it. It's ours. The massive treasure of 16 pennies, a jug of water, and a broken cloak. Ah, yes. The things you keep in a treasure chest, certainly. Though, speaking of... Okay, so this is the other thing I wanted to talk about today. Well, I was looking at, like, I need more... I feel like I need another hobby. We've been talking about that. And Emmy and I were trying to go, like, find something new to do around us, but we've lived in Salem-Silverton area our whole life. And so it's like, okay, let's go someplace new, someplace we haven't gone. It's like, we've driven to every place within, like, 50 square miles of us. Like, there's nothing new to explore. There's nowhere new and exciting. It just is. And so I was like, okay, what can we do that would make, like, the places we've already gone be exciting? Like, what's a hobby that does that? And photography is one of those hobbies. But I'm thinking about maybe getting a, what do you call it, metal detector? And going, like, metal detecting while because, okay, we've walked this trail 100 times, but we've never metal detected in this trail. Maybe we'll find something good while we're out there. So I'm thinking about maybe getting a metal detector just so that when we're going someplace we've already gone, there's that added little bit of like, oh, there's excitement and it's something new, because even though we've already been there, you get to see it from different angles and explore different places you've never been. And so I'm considering that. But while I was Googling it, I was trying to find, okay, what kind of metal detector really, how much does it cost? What are the laws? Like, is it realistically something I can do? Someone wrote a list of all the supposed buried treasure locations in Oregon, and all I could think of was like, that's cool. I would love to find buried treasure. I love me some pirates, so yar, the buried treasure, X marks the spot. Yeah, cool, but like, does anyone fall for that? Like, do you really, like, I can't imagine seeing a thing online saying, hey, did you know there's buried treasure over here? And thinking, oh, that's got to be 100% legit. I'm going to go look there. Like, if someone posted buried treasure online, like, someone's obviously going to go dig it up, and then it's not there. So having, like, ooh, it's the legend of the buried treasure that no one could find. You think that webpage has been up for 15 years and no one's found it if it actually existed? Like, I have a hard time believing that there's still buried treasure in Oregon that somehow no one's found, even though someone posted the exact location online. You know, it smells like a clickbait kind of thing, but it still does sound fun to do. And like, my parents are kind of getting into it. My dad has this thing that he calls a carrot that basically he just ties around his waist, around his backpack, and it just drags behind him, and it'll just ding if he finds anything. So he doesn't have to like walk around with like the wand and actually focus on it. It's just one of those things that's attached to his gear. But if it goes off, it's like, oh, let's stop and see. Did we get something? Is there something cool here? Like, I don't know. It sounds kind of fun, so I think we might give it a try. I'm thinking about it. I think treasure hunting could be a fun little hobby. And then I can do stream giveaways, and I can give away my treasures that we find. You know, go to the beach and then come back, you know, who wants to be a part of St. Waffle's 5,000 subscriber giveaway? We're giving away treasure we found metal detecting. Here's some rusty nails that we came across, or here's let's see what else. Maybe like a broken ring. Like, I can't imagine that you'll find very much stuff actually out there. But it'd be cool if you did. Like, what do you do if you actually find something cool? So that's what's been on my mind. So here's my rant for the day, though. Here's the rant that I've been saving up. I'd be a part of the giveaway if I win. Have you found something? Have you found rusty nails or nuts and bolts? I guess Actually, so speaking of that, one of my favorite toys as a kid, someone drove by our house and dumped a giant box of hexagonal bolts and washers and stuff outside of our house. And we legitimately just went and picked them up, washed them. And I love, like, I built things with them. Like, they were super fun to stack things and they were fun to roll around. So, maybe that garbage does have a new life, right? Like, it was fun to me as a kid. I don't know that it would be fun now, but it was a fun game. Roll the dirty washer around, roll the hexagonal bolt piece. But, okay, I got off topic there for a second. I got off topic from the off topic.
What's on your mind?
I know this is a super unpopular opinion in Catholicism, Christianity in general, but mostly Catholicism. But I gotta tell you, I'm really, really starting to dislike the ultra trad, the super traditional people in these. How do I put this? In Catholicism, you have traditional people who just like the traditions. Nothing wrong with that. But there's this sect of like ultra trads who I truly am starting to think are ruining the church. And what I mean by that is I have never met a more egotistical and off-putting and rude group than supposedly the ultra hyper pious trads. And like the examples I got, like yesterday someone literally on Reddit was like, well, if you were as big a theologian of I, or if you were as much of an educated theologian as I, maybe you would understand this concept. But since you're clearly not, like, you're trying to convince someone to be Catholic, you're trying to help them, and you're going to talk down to them that way? And then another guy was just like, well, I respect the Pope, but I just ignore everything he says. Then you don't respect the Pope. You can't say, oh, I respect this guy, I just don't listen to him. Like, that's not how that works. Like, at all. And it amazes me that there's these ultra trads who are saying that they're Catholic and they're just holy and pious and they're trying to bring back the religion as it was. But what it's really become is people who just want to be better than you. They want to pretend like they're holier than thou and that somehow they're more religious or God loves them more. And they'll be like, oh, you do the rosary? Well, I do the rosary in original Latin, It's a little bit more respectful and it's what our church fathers would have said. So, yeah, you do the rosary, but you're not really doing the rosary, It's only really doing the rosary if you do it in proper Latin. Or the people who are like, well, yeah, you're going to Mass, but the Latin Mass is really the only valid Mass. And if you're really enjoying the Novus Ordo Mass, then you're not really a Catholic, Any real Catholic knows the Latin Mass is just so much more loving and pious and real. And it's such a horrible attitude, and I'm starting to think that they care more about looking holy than they actually do. You don't do the rosary in proper Latin. I have not learned the rosary in Latin. I have not learned the rosary in Latin. I do know people who do know the rosary in Latin, and I will say it sounds nice and it is impressive, but it doesn't make a difference. If God is all-knowing and all-powerful, what difference does it make if I do the rosary in Latin, Spanish, English, French? Like, if it's all the same thing to God, right? Like, I can't imagine that God's saying up like, "Ooh, rosary, you get 10 points. 10 points to Gryffindor for that rosary." And then over there is like, "Oh, Hermione's doing the Latin rosary. That's 15 points to Ravenclaw." Like, it doesn't work that way. You don't get extra credit for doing it in Latin. And there's so many people who feel like they do, like that they're better because they know Latin. Like, congratulations, you speak a dead language. Like, does that really make you better? And I'm getting really sick of the trad Catholic community. There was another guy, he came on, and he went on to Reddit and was saying that he was tired of video games. He said, well, I sit down and I watch people play video games on Twitch for 8 hours and I feel like I wasted my day. What do I do? So I was like, okay, I can give you advice. And I explained to him, like, I'm a big gamer. I'm a streamer. Video games are important to me. So I don't think I would ever just outright give up video games. And it doesn't sound like you necessarily have to either. What you need to learn is a little bit of, moderation, a little bit of prioritizing. So you don't want to spend all day watching video games. That's a good thing. So what do you want to do instead? Find yourself another hobby. Go do some adoration or some more prayers, It's finding a balance. Excuse me. And this trad dude just comes in here and says, throw away your PlayStation, destroy your computer. All computer games are evil. There's no such thing as video games are art. They're simply a distraction, and they're horrible, unethical, terrible, gambling, addiction. It's just like, dude, you're coming in here with this extremist view that's not going to help this person. It's not helpful to tell someone to just throw their computer away because they watch Twitch. And also, like, that's completely unfounded and terrible advice. There's plenty of video games that are art, and yes, there's addiction to it, but there's addiction to literally everything. So getting rid of it because some people can get addicted to it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. And, I felt like I'm there trying to give realistic, good advice to help this person, but in comes a trad who's like, oh, you play video games? Well, I'm trying to get to heaven, so I don't waste my time with those sorts of things, but... oh, Loud T-Rex is here. Welcome in, Loud T-Rex. I'm addicted to your rants. I do like ranting. I do like ranting a whole lot. How goes the streaming battle, Loud T-Rex? Where are you at? What's the progress been? What's the haps? What they say in Kim Possible? What's the sitch? What's the stitch? You're at 73 followers right now? Way to go. Oh, let's see. We're missing Felix's chest. We got that one. We went to that. Is there one more camp we mixed? Speaking of T-Rexes, since Loud T-Rex is here, your name reminded me. I've been playing Rumble Slam, which is a wrestling miniatures game, and my team is the Triassic 5, and one of the main team members, wrestlers, is called the T-Flex, and she is the queen who has little tiny arms, but, massively powerful jaw and everything else. And I was about ready to lose my first match. I was losing terribly. And my T-Flex, out of nowhere, she scores a critical hit, throws this guy out of the ring on the last round, and it absolutely, for the win, gives me enough points to win the match. So, thank you, T-Rex. My T-Flex came in and saved the day unexpectedly. I really thought we were going to lose, and the last roll was just like, oh, a critical hit. Boom. What a way to win a game. Even with those little arms, so she does not throw things with her arms. Her ability is called Rip and Tear, and she bites them, and if you roll high enough, you get a firm grasp on that bite, and then you can, like a dog, you shake them around and you can fling them. And they just, by pure luck, got flung out of the ring and turned the tide of the battle. I thought I wanted more dinosaur characters for making a Triassic team. But honestly, I'm starting to look at a couple of the other wrestlers and I'm really torn on what I want. I wanted dinosaurs, but there's a new team coming out that is the main wrestler is a hermit crab who lives in a hot dog stand, which sounds awesome. And his little buddy is a clownfish that's painted black and white, and his name is Emo Nemo, and he hurts people with his depression. So that sounds pretty awesome. There's a team of bubonic rats who your entire job is to spread the plague around the what do you call it? The ring. There's vampire. There's an awesome vampire team. Dexter's here. Hello, Dexter. Frankenstein. It's a hippie named Frank and his wife named Stein, and they're undead boxers. Have to go, feeling a little tired. I understand. Thanks for dropping by for as long as you did. Good to see you. Good luck on getting 100. I know you're well on your way, so you're going to be there in no time. So yeah, I can't decide what team I want next. Do I want the hermit crab with Emo Nemo? Do I want the vampires? Do I want the undead married boxers? I don't know. I don't know who I want. Let's see. Okay, let's go turn in this quest and get away from the spawns, and let's see here. Dexter, since you're here, we were just talking about I need a game to stream when I'm unemployed and have nothing but time to stream. What do you think about doing a stream series of trying to beat all the mainline Final Fantasies 1 through 15? What do you think about that? Do you think it's doable, realistic, fun? I'm curious for your feedback. And that would include 11 and 14, the MMOs. And if I do it, should I do it all in order, just like 1, 2, 3, 4? Do you need a random number generator to be like, okay, we're going to play 10, 2 first, and then we're going to play 7, and then we're going to 15, and then 2? Sounds insane. It does sound insane. Honestly, I want to do every Final Fantasy ever, but like that would include Crystal Chronicles, all the Chocobo Dungeons games, there's so many Final Fantasy games. I don't think I could realistically do every Final Fantasy ever. But I think the main lines, I think I could manage the main lines. Alright. Level up. Does someone in here sell like ammo or anything? Like I'm low on ammo. Could really use some ammo.
Safe travels.
Let's turn on aspect of the monkey. Who back here has ammo for me? Don't they all have a weird chronological order time-wise? You know, I don't think so. For a while there was a theory that they were all like related somehow, but I really don't think they're actually related in any way. Because they take place like in different worlds, and there's like similar character names, you know, like Sid's in every game, but I don't think they're actually related. But congratulations, for some reason, that unlocked my other rant of the day that I forgot about, but for some reason it has reminded me. I cannot tell you the rage, the absolute rage that I felt this morning when I was going through my news, and there was a magazine that was doing, for their 30th anniversary, they did the top 100 most influential video games of the last 30 years. Now that is an ambitious list. So I understand not every video game can be on the list, and not every video game can be number 1. Understand that. They put Breath of the Wild as the most influential game in the last 30 years. And I lost my mind. Like, I don't like Breath of the Wild. I don't think Breath of the Wild is a good game, but I'm not so jaded as to say, like, oh, nobody liked it, it was terrible. I get that it's not for me. But to call it the most influential video game to come out in the last 30 years is just absolutely false. Like, if we didn't have Doom in 1993, we wouldn't have the first-person shooter genre. If we didn't have Warcraft, we wouldn't have Dota, which made League of Legends, which made esports popular for like a really, really widespread audience. If we didn't have... Oh, there's so many games out there that are way more influential and important to all of gaming than Breath of the Wild, which did what? What did Breath of the Wild do? People say, oh, well, you can light anything on fire. They had that in Far Cry 2 15 years before Breath of the Wild. Well, it was an open world. Yeah, how about Morrowind, which, made the huge one-connected open world that revolutionized the entire genre? Like... And that's what I'm saying. Breath of the Wild definitely had influence. You can see, like, in Genshin Impact was clearly influenced by it. So I'm not saying it wasn't influential. I'm just saying it's not the most influential game of the last 30 years. Skyrim's still relevant, even though it's been nearly 30 years, it feels like. And with the modding scene and all the other things, it just... There's so many better choices for number one than Breath of the Wild. I was just absolutely livid about that. There's no way. There's no way Breath of the Wild can be number one. And number two, they tried to do Dark Souls, which I hate Dark Souls also, but let's give it its fair due. Dark Souls, fairly Demon Souls, but Dark Souls popularized it, a whole genre of Souls-like games. There are literally thousands of games that exist now because of Dark Souls. So while I don't like it, I will still acknowledge, like, yeah, that is an influential game that created a whole lot. Minecraft, how many millions of games exist because of Minecraft? Not to mention the art style, the open world sandbox, the whole genre was revolutionized. Way more than Breath of the Wild. So it makes me so mad. Breath of the Wild did not deserve number one. Didn't even deserve top 10. I'll let it be on the list. But it's not top 10. Rant over. Was Stardew on the list? I don't know if Stardew was on the list. I didn't read the list after I saw that number one was Breath of the Wild. I was like, oh, these people have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, I can ignore this. But it just stuck in my craw for all day. Oh, excuse me. I see treasure. We need to go get that treasure. Oh, we're in trouble. What's our number one rule? We don't go in caves. Why don't we go in caves? Because of exactly this. Things respawn right behind you, and now we're dead. Because I feel like all the cozy games are Stardew Valley ripoffs. Like, yeah, originally everyone tried to rip off Harvest Moon, and then Stardew Valley came in and was like, here's Harvest Moon, but better in every single way. And everyone's been trying to copy that since. And honestly, I think the only thing that's going to match Stardew Valley is going to be the Haunted Chocolatier game because, well, it's made by the same guy, right? Like, if anyone's going to make a Stardew Valley killer, it's going to be the guy who made Stardew Valley. All right. Got that. Let's blow this troll away. Goodbye. Say goodbye to the troll. Alright, so our rule is we have to get every treasure chest. And I feel like the treasure chest is somewhere over... It might be on the other side altogether? I don't know. There's a guy we need to take out here, but there's a lot of people in here. So let's see. Let's see if there's anyone else around doing this quest, because we're already kind of in the danger zone. Do an archer. Lana! Danger zone! It's gonna be stuck in my head all day. I thought that was someone inviting me to a group, but that was not a group invite. I don't know how we're gonna do this. This is kind of how we die here. This is... Maybe let's go look at the other area, see if we can get the treasure chest a different way, come at a different angle. I don't know. I'm not feeling confident about this. But we have to get the treasure chest. That's the rules we chose to live by. As the rules we will die by. Let's see what we can find here. Excuse me. There's also a new Warcraft game coming out next month. Very excited for Warcraft Rumble. It's a mobile game at heart, which makes me uneasy considering how greedy Blizzard's been recently. So I'm not confident that it's going to be good, but I'm excited for it and I'm willing to give it a try. So what more can we ask for? All right. We got a better angle here. All right, there's the treasure chest we need to get. So let's come at it from the other angle. It's not good. This dude's gonna aggro. Apparently not, but that troll just gently strolled towards me while I was shooting his best friend to death. You know, just very, very casual, like, no bothers given. Let's see here. Let's take this guy down. Hope the world doesn't respawn on top of us. Alright, got that. Gonna slowly and methodically clear these dudes out. I really do. I want to play Final Fantasy VI. I've heard nothing but great things that Final Fantasy 5 and 6 are just the greatest of all time. I've never really gotten to enjoy those, so I do really, really, really want to try those ones out. So I'm excited to try that. I love Final Fantasy VIII. I'll play Final Fantasy VIII for nothing other than the card game. Like, Triple Triad is one of the most genius card games to ever be made. And I'm sad. I mean, they put it in the Final Fantasy MMO, but I really feel like if they would have just made their own, like, Hearthstone, their own independent app for it, like, they probably could have made a cool couple $1 billion off of that, especially with the music, because the Triple Triad music is just one of the best composed pieces of music ever crafted, ever. And I will fight anyone on that one. Alright, no one's coming our way, so we're gonna have to clear the entire den of trolls if we're gonna try and do this quest. I don't feel like it's worth it. I feel like we should just run away before we get killed. But then again, we're only like level 5, right? So... Oh, there is someone else here. Do you see that? That little gnome? There might be hope after all. Alright, this might not be so bad after all. Making progress, but we still have to get that treasure chest. That one right there. Yo, new person, PJBG. How's it going? You here for the Warcraft hardcore, or the Christianity, or just randomly stroll across us? How's it going? It's a good day today so far. It's Friday, finally. Very excited for the weekend, and it's a long weekend. Very excited for a long weekend. Don't know what I'm going to do yet with said long weekend, but we got a long weekend. Maybe I'll go do some photography. It's been a little while since I've done some photography. It's not long for you? Yeah, Emmy doesn't have that day off either. What's up with that? I get that no one talks about Columbus Day anymore because, you know, a lot of people don't want to celebrate it because of all the stuff about Columbus, but, like, it's still alternatively Indigenous People Day. I still feel like that's a holiday to celebrate. I don't understand why there's so much non-celebration. No one's getting that day off. I don't understand why no one's getting that day off. Yep, I knew that would pull multiple people. It's okay. We're okay.
Still recharging.
Indigenous people don't matter. Money does. I mean, more American capitalist words have never been spoken, right? That's sadly probably the truth of it, is unfortunately there's not a whole lot of money in it, so let's do that. PJ, do you play WoW? I came here for the Christianity, with what the world has to come to, only Jesus can save us. That is most excellent that you've come for the Christianity. We were just talking about the ultra-trad Catholics and how they're pushing people away from Christianity with their holier-than-thou, better-than-thou, like, if you're not praying in Latin, is it really prayer sort of attitude? So, what kind of Christianity are you all about? What you bringing to the table? Let's see. Okay, this guy, we can pick this guy off. But the government will have that off because they never... But see, Emmy's in some sort of government work, so you would think she would have off. She doesn't. Oh, our allies dying. What? Well, we just lost that dude who was in our party. What was he doing? He just ran off and got himself ganked out there. What happened? Oh, well, same thing about happened to me, probably. Caves, man. Freaking caves. In your country, it's mostly Orthodox churches, like Eastern Orthodoxy, Catholic Orthodoxy. I will admit, the Orthodox Church is one of my weakest levels of apologetics. I don't know a whole lot when it comes to the apologetics of Orthodox versus Catholicism. That is one of my weaker points, unfortunately. But I don't have any, it's not like I'm saying there's anything wrong with Orthodoxy. I'm not saying I have anything against the Orthodox Church. As far as I understand the timeline, it started with the same church and they schismed off, though who schismed from who is up for no small amount of debate. Kind of knew this stuff, so I'm not sure. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You gotta start somewhere, right? You gotta learn somewhere. So that's actually what really set my heart on fire with Christianity and wanting to stream and talk about it. Was I started reading some of the great apologetic books, some of the people who are way more knowledgeable than I ever was, and really learning about it and learning how to defend the faith really pulled me into the faith. So, you know, for some people, it's a way to get their foot in the door and really, really love it. For other people, you know, they take it or leave it. You know, some people, and there's nothing wrong with this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I'm not interested in debating religion. I'm not interested in trying to convince atheists to become Christian. I'm interested in my own faith and deepening my own faith, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I want to focus on me and my relationship with God. Like, that's absolutely something you can do. So there's so many people who unfortunately feel like they have to engage in online arguments. They have to go fight with Reddit atheists over every little thing. And you just don't have to. But I like to. But that's because I like to, when someone asks me a question I don't know about, it makes me go Google it and learn about it and then, you know, be able to defend it and speak to it. So again, that's something I like, but just because it's something I like doesn't mean that it's something everyone has to do or that it's for everyone. And Waffles likes to doom scroll. Okay, no.
What can I do for
See, there's a difference. Doom scrolling is when you're, you know, scrolling through Reddit and TikTok and stuff, just looking at all the sad stuff for depression. I, sir, am a content creator, and thus it is research. It is job research. So, you know, that there is a marked difference between I'm scrolling because it's making me depressed and I can't stop, and, you know, just stop. Don't you know that I am an influencer with my mighty 126 Twitch followers? Don't you know who my father is? No?
See you soon.
None of that? I did, I did this for something. Let's see here. I don't know if this will work to show you, but I put into an AI generator to make a YouTuber clickbait picture, and that's what it gave me as a YouTube clickbait thumbnail. And I think the AI absolutely nailed it. So, you know, now I have a shocked face for my YouTube thumbnails. Like the music industry Satanism stuff. There's some interesting stuff with the mainstream music industry and Satanism. And honestly, it's really, really hard for me to differentiate. Are they, like, I don't believe that most of them are Satanists. I just truly don't believe that there's that many Satanists. What I do believe is that they want money. Because like Dexter was saying, money is everything, right? So when Lil Nas X makes a music video of him doing, you know, stripper stuff with the devil, he doesn't necessarily care about those things. But what he does care about is he knows that people who are religious are going to go to Facebook and Reddit and YouTube and talk about how awful this is, and, you know, the pearl clutching, oh, devil! And then what'll happen is other people who usually don't care about Lil Nas X or doesn't know about any of these sort of things will click on that video, and now he's got another view, he's got more money, he's got, you know, more fame. So is it actually Satan? I think there's a strong debate you could have for it is, but I think it's more, I know that this will upset people, and because it will upset people, that will get me more clicks, which will get me more money. Because unfortunately, that's all people care about is the money. Silently planting that as normal in children's brains, definitely not right. Oh, and there's I mean, I could rant for hours about the programming and indoctrinations and so many other things that exist. I mean, like look at GI Joes, for example. GI Joes from the 80s was a cartoon, and that cartoon existed for two reasons: to sell children's toys and propaganda for patriotism, right? Like it was surefire a way to let's get kids to sign up for the military and at the same time get their little brothers to buy GI Joes. Like it's very clearly all connected in that way. I don't know if Army Men falls in the same category. I'm not technically sure if anyone ever buys an Army Man to support the army or anything with that, but I do love Army Men, or at least I used to. I used to love me some Army Men. But that's why there's a lot of conversations that people have around like the LGBTQIA and inclusive books from the LGBTQIA or Lil Timmy's first transgender book and things like that. And people are saying, well, why does it matter? It doesn't affect you. Like, you're right, that book does not personally impact me. However, it does impact every child who reads it. It's going to impact their worldview. And that's where we start talking about propaganda and programming and other things like that, that if you normalize things, you go through different routes, then that's going to create a narrative, and that narrative view is going to shape the life of everyone involved. So, yes, while certain things may not personally impact me, we as human beings have the ability to understand just because something doesn't impact me doesn't mean that it doesn't matter, right? Like, that's part of what makes us a society. That's part of what makes humans so advanced, is their ability to say, this doesn't personally impact me, but I know that it's still important, so I am going to do something towards it, right? Like, that's the entire foundation of charity, right? Like, I know that giving money to the food bank isn't going to personally impact me. It does nothing for me, but it helps society. I know that paying taxes towards school isn't going to help me. I'm not in school. I don't currently have kids, so that doesn't help me, but it helps society. That's literally like one of the foundations of our entire humanity, is to be able to say, it doesn't impact me, but I know that it still matters, so I'm going to voice my opinion and try and make the world a better place. Like, so I don't understand the argument that, like, well, it doesn't impact you, so it shouldn't matter to you. Like, it does. It does matter to me. Now that is the evil argument. This started in, let me see if I can get this date right. See if I can get the date right. 2006. 2006 or 2007. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion comes out. And with it comes DLC for Horse Armor. One of the first ever downloadable contents for a pure cosmetic. And everyone says, why are you complaining about it? It doesn't impact you. If you don't want the horse armor, don't buy the horse armor. And everyone said, don't care about it, don't care about it, don't care about it. It doesn't impact you. Stop complaining. Fast forward 10 years, now you have games coming out for $100 that want to sell you $60 cosmetics on top of that, with a $20 monthly pass that's $20 every single month. Like, you see how, yes, it didn't impact me, but because people gave into it and said, yeah, why not? Why not buy the horse armor? Now we're stuck with some of the most atrocious and horrible, absolutely horrible things we've ever seen in microtransactions and gaming, because we were willing to say it doesn't impact me, so let the horse armor be. And now we have things like Candy Crush. I know people say slippery slopes, but literally, horse armor over here, all the way to predatory Candy Crush gaming over here and gacha gaming, like, we only have ourselves to blame. Let's be fair though, the implication is that it will negatively impact children when it won't. That is a hard topic to fully get into. Because it may or may not. I don't know that we actually have. I don't actually know that we have any data one way or another that would point to a yes or no on that. And I do like to try and back my things up with facts and statistics and things like that. But I do believe that it could have a negative implication, but I do not actually know if there's any solid data to back that up. To me, it's just the logical line of thinking that you normalize certain things and then that can cause other things, and it's again, slippery slope, but we've seen those slippery slopes in action many, many a times, sadly. I need to find the hunter trainer. I need my skill, and then we need the boar ribs. And then we need to go to Steel Grills Outpost. There was a pet trainer out there, so I feel like there should be a hunter trainer in here. Warrior, priest, cook, rogue. Is he downstairs? No. No. Where's the hunter trainer at? I've seen every trainer but the hunter trainer. Am I just blind here? Cooking trainer, rogue trainer, warrior, innkeeper, physician, general supplies, paladin, priest, stable master, pet trainer, demon trainer, warlock trainer. Why can I not find the hunter trainer? Is he over at Steel Grills? I guess we'll run over there. It just feels weird that all the other trainers are all right there, and then the one trainer is not there. It's on the hill outside. Okay. Let's go back and check. Hopefully we're not getting trolled by the internet. Which is also, the next thing that I really didn't understand that was interesting. I was playing Heroes of the Storm the other day, which is Blizzard's version of Dota, League of Legends, whatever it may be. And that game is basically dead. Like, no one plays that game anymore, hardly. And yet, people were playing the game to rage quit and to troll other people. Like, why would you play a game that's nearly dead, that's not relevant anymore, just to troll people? Like, there's way better games to troll people with than that game. I felt it was like really silly, really strange to troll people in a game that's dead where only like 20 people are still playing. Like, that seems like such a waste of time. Let's see, we'll get the hunter's mark. I'm from Bulgaria, so I haven't seen the trans people in person, but from what I've seen on social media, it's terrifying. I don't know why it's accepted to look terrifying in America, but for sure I wouldn't want my future kids to see them. I wouldn't. It's late. My brain's not braining. Definitely understand it being late. If you're in Bulgaria, isn't that like 12 hours ahead of me? So that's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., something like that. Like that's that's a huge time difference. 1 a.m. Okay. So yeah, almost 12 hours. I don't know that I would agree with the terrifying, right? I'm okay. Let's see. How do I go with this? It's the whole like glass houses thing, right? Like I understand that I am genuinely seen by some people as an ugly person, even though other people disagree and don't call me ugly. Like I don't want to make a comment on someone's appearance because, as we all know, appearances don't matter. So I don't necessarily know that is the descriptor that I would use. There's a lot of things I don't agree with it, and there's a lot of things that I think we could legitimately talk about as being an issue or topic worth talking about. But I'm not sure I would say scary. Let's see, how much money do we have? We have 1 silver. We should have enough to learn some professions. I'm going to learn leatherworking, I guess? Make some money? Because I have to have treasure hunting out because we're finding treasure. So we always have to have the treasure hunting available. So I guess we will start there. Go get a skinning knife, and then we'll start hunting down the boars. You're finding what? So, I was talking about this earlier. There's this video on YouTube that's called Fred Says Treasure Weird from Scooby-Doo. And if you play this video, there's like 100 clips of Fred calling treasure. And it's stuck in my head and vocabulary now. And since we're going treasure hunting, I feel like that's all I'm going to say is, all right, gang, we're looking for treasure. And so it only makes sense if you see the video. In fact, I was going to cut a clip of it just to play, because I know people are like, why are you saying treasure weird? Well, it's a Scooby-Doo meme from like 50 years ago because I'm old. Treasure.
Well met.
See, profession trainer, teach me skinning. Yes.
Good.
Got one silver in my pocket. Hopefully that's enough. Treasure. Yes. Tomorrow morning, I'm hopefully going to stream early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is the Rosary Bowl, so we will be busy most of the day. But I'm really hoping the new Assassin's Creed comes in the mail tonight, so tomorrow we can try the new Assassin's Creed. They say that it's a return to form, a return to the old school Assassin's Creed, so I'm very excited for that. Really excited to be disappointed by yet another game. Very excited to experience that. So we're going to do Waking Up with Waffles tomorrow morning, for y'all interested in getting up early.
On your mind. Off with you.
Alright.
Salutations.
We have 15 copper to our name. Let's see. Let's go learn bag making.
What can I do for you? See you soon.
That should be useful, I think? Maybe? I don't know, I just want to have the treasure up all the time, so that means I can't use half my abilities, so... Profession... Teach me... Tailoring. Up here. Just what I need, getting up early to stare at my phone and listen to terrible opinions. It's either that or watching Fox News, right? They're basically the same thing. Up early to watch terrible opinions. It's one thing for a person to be born ugly, it's not their fault, and there's not much they can do, but there are people that are born as beautiful women, for example. Why inject hormones, get all hairy, have a weird voice? It doesn't seem like a sane person decision. I mean, that is... I try and avoid some hot topics on the stream, and I know this is one that it's very easy to offend people or upset people, so I try and tread ground on it. I don't understand wanting to be trans either, but maybe that's just because I don't have those inclinations. So it's one of those things where, like, if I've never experienced it, then how could I possibly have empathy for it if I don't truly understand it? It is against the Catholic faith, and it's very... I try and follow Pope Francis's teaching on this, that while there may be things that we are against, or there are things that we may not fully understand, or things that may be forbidden, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't speak with reservation, respect, love, and kindness. And so I try to be very careful around these topics because I really want to live the Pope's words on that. I don't want someone to come into the stream who is a part of the LGBTQIA and feel uncomfortable and want to leave, right? That if our ultimate goal is to save everyone's soul, if we believe what we truly believe, and we're trying to get all souls to heaven, then excluding people, making them feel monstrous or ugly, horrible, wrong, those sort of things are certainly not the way to achieve that end goal. So I try a very diplomatic approach about these sort of things, because there's certainly a lot of things that are... It's a nuanced subject. There's a lot to it, and I don't necessarily know that any one blurb that can be cut in any wrong direction that I post online will ever fully address it. So that's where I'm coming from on that. I'm not saying I'm disagreeing. I'm not saying I'm agreeing. I'm saying I'm trying to always act in a way. I need one of those bracelets. What would Jesus do? What would Pope Francis do? I have a great deal of respect for the Pope. I know, again, this is where I was ranting about the ultra-trads trying to ruin Catholicism. What good does it do for us to be exclusive? What good does it do us to exclude people from their religion and make them feel less than or stupid or horrible? That doesn't achieve the goal. So I understand where being too loving and accepting can cause issues. I understand where there are certain things that we cannot accept because once you start accepting, like we said, it impacts society. But at the same time, there's got to be a diplomatic middle ground that we can reach. And I just don't see enough people try to reach that middle ground, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh boy, someone left us a bear here. Let's skin the bear. Thank you for that. Speaking of bears, Freddy Fazbear is coming to theaters at the end of this month. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to go see Five Nights at Freddy's in theaters. I think that's going to be a great film. I think I'm prepared to say that's gonna be the movie of the year, the horror movie of the year, even though The Exorcist 2 comes out today, which I have no interest in seeing, but Emmy really wants to see it, so we're gonna go see it. I really hate the trailer for it, with the girl, walking down the church and like, the body and the blood, the body and the blood! I really, really hate it, but we're gonna give it an honest shot. But I think Five Nights at Freddy's is gonna be the right amount of campy, funny, good horror. I think that's gonna be it. That is gonna be the one. Dexter with the OMG. Are you agreeing? Disagreeing? Are you a fan of the new Exorcist movie?
I need to talk something first.
I think that trailer is so... Why do we need another Exorcist movie? Like, the first Exorcist was excellent. Why... In what world did we need an Exorcist 2 and this one right here? Five Nights at Freddy's looks like it'll be good. You're still not going to see it. You're still not going to see it because it's a waste of money, or because you think it's going to be too scary? Scary movies as a whole are dumb. I'm not disagreeing with you, Dexter. Most horror movies are bad. But I appreciate the bad horror movies for what they are. The badness, it's the genre, right? Like, Velocipaster is a hilarious, dumb, fun movie. I don't think I've ever walked away... Okay, I take that. There's one horror movie that I walked away from actually legitimately like, oh, that shook me up a little bit. And that was the first Bagul movie. I think that one was not Insidious, Sinister. The first Sinister movie was a little unnerving for me. That one was, but most of the movies don't actually scare me, but they're still fun. A Haunting in Venice came out, and while it was cliche, it was fun. It had a lot of fun stuff in it. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I accidentally stole that guy's... Sorry. Stole your... Wendigo. I can't do scary movies. It's based on a video game. It won't be that bad. Maybe we should wait for it to come out on DVD, and we can do a viewing party of it together. We can do a Waffles... Watch scary movie with waffles until syrup runs down your legs. We can do a scary movie marathon. Oh boy, this guy's killing me. Got distracted. I was the same way though, originally. I was terrified of watching scary movies because I thought scary movies would actually be, scary. And then when I actually, got with Emmy and got to watch horror movies, I realized that this isn't scary. This is just ridiculous. This is silly, not scary. So I think this is the year I finally woke up. I started to work out, cut out processed food, cut out toxic people, focusing on religion. I've never felt better. Absolutely recommend it to everyone. Oh, 100%. Like, there is one of the lessons my father tried to pound into my head, and it took me 30 years to fully realize that he was right, was that in order for a man to really be happy and complete, he has to work out his body, he has to work out his mind, and he has to work out his his spirit, his soul. And I just, the older I've gotten, the more true I've seen. You've really got to, if you want to have a healthy, balanced, happy life, you really have to do all those things. And it sucks, right? Because All right, the gym, that takes an hour, but I've got to drive to the gym and drive back, so it's more like 2 hours for that. I've got to work out, and then I've got to, do religion. That's a couple hours a week, and then I've also got to go to work, and that's 40 hours. It takes a lot. It's exhausting, but there's truly something freeing and so good about it. I'm working on processed foods. Processed foods is my weakness, but I've cut out. I don't do caffeine. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't drink soda. I've cut out a lot of those things, and it's really made my life happier. Though there are days I miss it. Let me tell you, there are still days where I miss it. It's been 10 years since my last cigarette, and there's still days where it's like, what would be good right now? It's a cigarette. Like, it never goes away. But I hate the way people talk down with, like, nothing tastes better than being skinny feels, but there's some truth to nothing feels better than feeling healthy. You crave those cigarettes or the weed or the alcohol, but it just never feels as good as the balance. But it's hard. It's really hard. I get it. Working out is hard. Being unfit is harder. You're new here, so you don't know. So I know Dexter and Bubble know this. There was a time in my life where I was well over 400 pounds. And all I did every day was drink a ton of energy drinks, drink a ton of soda, eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. And I thought that would make me happy because I was just doing everything that I wanted to do. Turns out that doesn't make you happy. That just sinks you deeper into depression, because the more you do those sorts of things, the more your body gets used to it, and the harder you have to party to be happy again. And it was just this never-ending cycle of nothing was making me happy. And now that I've gotten rid of all those things, I've lost 130 pounds now, going almost 140. Like, it truly does feel good. But in the moment, it doesn't. I would much rather smoke a cigarette or drink a beer than eat kale and broccoli. But it is worth it in the long run. I've never craved a cigarette after I quit, but I also brainwashed myself into thinking they're gross, and that's how you quit. See, I just quit cold turkey, so I was just like, okay, no more cigarettes ever, I'm done. And then walked away. So maybe that's why, because I never thought they were gross. I know they're gross. I know that, like, if you smell them, they're gross. But I never had that moment for myself. It was just like, okay, I quit. Bye. Done. Bye forever. See you never. 400 pounds, 130 weight loss is great. Keep going. It does. It feels great. I've still got a little bit more to go, but it does feel so great. All right. We've got a ton of leathers that we can sell. We need some more Wendigo manes. I started watching How I Met Your Mother again because I needed more TV to watch at work. And there's something that doesn't make sense to me. Have y'all seen How I Met Your Mother? Do you know the show at all? So if I rant about this, are y'all going to understand my rant? Oh boy, lag spike. That was some bad lag. Alright, I'm going to operate under the assumption that some of you have seen How I Met Your Mother. So there's an episode in the later seasons where Ted's talking about getting high with his friends, but he doesn't want to tell his kids that he's getting high. So instead he says that they ate some really good sandwiches that made them feel weird, and that was kind of like how he alluded to it. Okay, I guess that sort of makes sense. But I'm in the first season right now, and he's full on talking to his kids about all the terrible things that Barney does, all the terrible ways that he treats women, that Marshall did drugs, hardcore drugs, and all these other terrible things. So it's weird to me. It's weird to me that he's like, oh no, I can't talk to my kids about the devil's lettuce, but I'll tell them about how I disrespected women for 5 years. That's not as bad. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I struggle with 30 pounds. You're losing 130 pounds. The amount of willpower it takes is unimaginable. It does. So that is my one superpower. I do have an unimaginable amount of willpower. I did have a little bit of a helping hand in that I had a really, really, really bad hernia where part of my guts fell out of my body, and in order to get it fixed, I had to lose weight to lessen the risk of going into surgery. So, I mean, that was a very helpful. It helped me make the decision a little bit easier. But I'll tell you, if you're trying to lose weight, I'm not a dietitian, so I can't give you legal advice or anything like that. I'm not a doctor. But the things that really helped me was cutting out sugar is huge. Like, if you drink soda, if you just switch to diet soda instead of regular soda, that saves you anywhere from 300 to 600 calories a day. That right there is enough to start losing weight. So just cutting out sugar is an absolute huge weight loss thing. Another big one for me was just making sure that my plates are smaller. Portion control is very, very hard, so having a smaller plate and putting less food on it and giving it a chance to digest. Like, I got Dexter and Bubba will vouch for me. I got way, way, way too into hot sauce because I discovered that hot sauce has no calories if you're getting the good stuff, and it makes food taste better for no calories, but more importantly, it makes you slow down and eat your food slower. And as you actually take the time to process it, you'll find yourself like, oh, I'm actually full. I don't need to keep eating. Whereas before, I would inhale all my food in 5 minutes and I would still be hungry because my body hasn't had time to process, the 2,000 calories I just shoved down my gullet. So the hot sauce really made me slow down, and that helped. I got into calorie tracking a long time ago. Now I know the calories in food I see. Calorie counting is the way to lose weight, 100%. However, it is depressing. There is nothing more depressing than when you're looking at like, oh, I want to enjoy this cup of noodle. And then you look and it's like, this is 490 calories. This isn't worth it. Like, when you start looking like, oh, I want an Oreo, a nice little treat. You're telling me it's 160 calories in 2 Oreos? That's not worth it. Like, so much food becomes not worth it once you start calorie counting. I mean, that's the point of it, but it upsets me. It upsets me when I want to have a cup noodle and it's, a fourth of my daily calories for a couple noodles and some salt, It's frustrating. I just want to enjoy my cup noodles. You don't understand this man's obsession with hot sauce. I love me some hot sauce. Put it in my coffee, put it on my oatmeal, put it in my pancakes. There is nothing that hot sauce cannot improve. Put it on pizza. Put it on bread. I bet you could put hot sauce in water like chocolate milk mix and it would be good. It'd be like zesty water. A little bit of tangy water. I use it for motivation. I know I'm putting in work most people don't, so being better than the average is great motivation. Striving for greatness is definitely great motivation. Please stop. Okay, so here's the thing. I know that I'm weird. I understand that I'm weird. I love lemons. Like, I could drink, like, straight lemon juice. Have you ever walked by, like, the vegetable section at a grocery store, and they have those, like, bottles of just lemon juice sitting there? I can't tell you how much temptation I've had to just buy that and sip that as, like a soda, just like a little soft drink. Like, yes, give me my little lemon juice. I love tangy, zesty, bitter. So, I think a hot sauce drink could be good. Like, even like mustard, I would drink mustard straight out of the bottle. Like that zesty, tangy feeling, like, I would do that. That's good. I don't see a problem with mustard. Mustard drink, mustard flavored soda. I'd do it. I should try and make a hot sauce drink. Maybe that's what I should do on my unemployment. Invent a new drink. I don't eat hot sauce often because it makes me eat faster, so I don't feel the spiciness. I can see that. A mustard and Tabasco drink. Tangy, zesty. I'm gonna find them and send them to you. I know some of those exist. There is a pickle flavored soda. There's a Pepto-Bismol flavored soda. There's a soda company that makes novelty sodas, and it's like turkey in a can. So I would try them. I would try them, honestly. I don't drink soda anymore, but I would take a sip of them. I don't think they would be bad. I would just take a condiment of this mustard and bring on the mustard. You have to finish. I can't finish them. That's too much sugar. That's too much sugar. That is an unacceptable amount of sugar. Which also, I found out through, like, TikTok, apparently, like, German movie theaters, it's common to sell kettle corn, like sweet popcorn with your movies, and I don't know how I feel about that. I used to love caramel corn and kettle corn, but that doesn't feel like a movie experience. Like, the movie is the savory, buttery. Like, I can't imagine going to the movie theater and eating sweet popcorn. That doesn't sound right. It does not sound right. It's the best thing ever? Really? Like, I'd much rather have kettle corn than fake butter. The butter flavoring is not fake butter. It's just pure processed canola oil. Caramel popcorn or chocolate popcorn. S'mores popcorn could be good. A little bit of chocolate and like marshmallow and a little bit of graham cracker in there. That could be a good one. I'd get a small, both regular and kettle corn. I did used to do, and I know it's a delicious little popcorn hack, but if you take your box of M&Ms and pour it in your popcorn, that's pretty darn good too. Of course, I don't do that anymore because I don't eat candy, I don't eat sugar. I do miss that one. I do miss the M&Ms in the popcorn. There is a place near us called Popcorn Fetty, and they have like 150 flavors of popcorn, and they have some really interesting ones. I didn't think it'd be good, but it was. Salt and vinegar popcorn was really good. Their ranch popcorn was pretty good. The one that was interesting, though, was dill pickle. Pickled popcorn was not something that you would think is good. However, on that topic, you can buy in the bag, in the literal bags, you can buy Flamin' Hot Cheeto popcorn. I don't think it's great, but hot sauce and popcorn is another one of those, like, you think it's a bad combination, but it's not. Like, popcorn and Tabasco is really good. I know Dexter's going to be like, no, stop, but it is. The Tabasco popcorn is pretty darn delicious. See, I told you Dexter was going to come in here and say it was awful. There was a popcorn stand at our mall once. Smelled so good, all different flavors. American people always talk about ranch, but what is it really, a garlic sauce? No, ranch. You can get garlic ranch. Ranch is a creamy, white, tangy substance. It's delicious, but ranch adds like 100 calories per like tablespoon. Like, it is so bad for you. So it's another one of those things I just don't have anymore. Ranch is, it's delicious, but it's gross. It's too much. It's too much. We had caramel corn here for a while. Caramel corn's good. Caramel corn's pretty good. Let's see, we need... I wonder if light leather... Let's go check the auction house really quick. I don't think light leather would be that popular to sell, but that's a pretty decent chunk of change, 3 silver, but if I can get more for it, let's just go casually check it out really quick. See. Do y'all speak any other languages? Unfortunately not. I am considering learning Spanish, because another thing you don't know because you're new here is I've worked for a bank for 13 years, and they told me a couple weeks ago that they are eliminating my department and I'm going to be unemployed next month. So I do get a severance. So I'm going to take some time off from work. And I think one of the things I want to do while I'm doing time off is learn Spanish. I honestly thought it would be a fun stream thing to kind of learn some basic Spanish together. But I can't find a good like app or game for learning Spanish. But I am considering it because I need... It's just necessary. Duolingo. See, Duolingo does work, but it would be hard to stream. Like, it doesn't really work well for the streaming setup, I don't feel like. Because I'd have to, like, hook my phone up or, like, mirror my phone to the computer, and then I would have, like, 2 different microphones going. I don't know if Duolingo would work. The only other one I can think of is, like, Rosetta Stone, but that's, like, an $800 program, I think, isn't it? Like... I just want a game. I want a game in Spanish. That's what I want. I want Typing of the Dead, but it's teaching me Spanish or something. If you use BlueStacks, you can play phone games on PC. I've heard about that. I've never actually used that, but I have heard that. Have it and it works great. Interesting. Rosetta Stone is pricey. That's all I've ever heard about is that it's pricing. And no one's ever even told me that it's good. I've just heard that it's expensive. Like, usually at least it's good and expensive. But no, it's expensive. That's all I've ever heard. Alright, people are selling these for 30 copper each. Guess we should bid on these for one copper, all these 1 coppers. I've never heard anyone but the people in the commercials telling you that it actually taught you anything. I didn't even know they do commercials. I'm one of those bourgeois people who pays for the no ads on, Hulu and Netflix and all that. So I've never seen those ads. Let's bid on a few more of these. All right, so I think we got our answer though. I don't think we're going to be able to sell any of these. We'll try it. We're going to put this up for 6 silver. We'll see if it sells. I haven't seen an ad for them in a while, but I did back in the day. It's been a few days since the Rosetta Stone was popular. Been a long time, but the last statistics that came out said that Spanish is between 40 and 60% of the language spoken in my state. So that means I can't communicate with half the people in my state. Obviously, that's a problem. And I got my bachelor's degree, and that's been worthless. So maybe being bilingual will be a little bit better of a job skill. Do you have any fitness content creators you use for inspiration? No. Honestly, that's my biggest weakness with social media and stuff is I don't really interact with a lot of people. I go on YouTube to make the Catholic content that I want to make, and then a few other things. But I don't consume a whole lot of social media, so I've never found any other creators that I really follow. Which I think that's a big reason I'm not huge on Twitch. I don't have many followers is because I don't do the rating. I don't join other people's streams. I don't do the networking. Because I mostly do this for fun. Who cares if I never get 200 followers? I'm here to talk to y'all, so. Alright, let's see. We've got 194 shots. Got some scraps of stuff. We're sitting pretty. I watched the Trend Twins. Never heard of them. What do they do? I'm also afraid to get on fitness social media, the algorithm, because from what little I've seen, there's a whole bunch of people that do fitness contests or content that's just an excuse for women to dress skimpy and parade on camera, trying to make adult content but pass it off as fitness. So I don't necessarily know that I want to be into that world because I don't want that on my phone. I don't want that in my algorithm. I just don't want that at all. So I try to avoid the fitness content. All right. Give me money. We need boar ribs, so we need boars and bears. Tren is a type of steroid, a bad steroid that all these kids are taking, and it's horrible. Why does that not surprise me? I know that the steroid epidemic apparently is way worse than it's ever been. I honestly, I don't know if that's true. That's just what I'm seeing. The people are saying kids are using way more steroids nowadays than people ever have been in the past. And it's just so crazy to me. I don't know what's causing it. There's this 30-day trend challenge going on right now, and it's horrible. To be fair, all TikTok challenges are terrible. I can't think of a single TikTok challenge that was good. I don't think any TikTok challenge has ever benefited society. One of my classmates uses SARMs. Yeah, I don't know if it's because people are... I've been talking about this a lot with people because it goes well with Christianity. That right now, the counterculture is tradition. It's going to church. It's bodybuilding. It's very different than the counterculture was when I was a kid. So I don't know if, it used to be like, oh, you get pressured to get a mohawk or ripped jeans. I don't know if it's just the pressure now is do steroids to become ripped and be an alpha male, or maybe that's it. I don't know. I have no education in this topic. Excuse me. Alright, we got our boar ribs. So now we need bear fur. Bears. Bears, 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 bears. Bring on the bears. It's causing his low testosterone in men and kids because of weeds and diets and everything else. His kids are starting to work out and they're not getting any results, so instead of getting test replacement, docs won't give. They turn to steroids. That definitely makes sense to me on the idea that we live in a society where you want results now, and it does not help that, like, social media is lying to you, right? Everyone knows social media lies to you, but obviously kids have a harder time with that, what's real, what's not real, those sort of conversations. And so when you're going online and seeing these people that look like they're made of, like, bubbles, they're just absolutely ripped, and like, oh, I go to the gym and I just eat chicken and rice and I work out twice a week and I'm absolutely ripped. You're like, okay, I'll do that. And then when you find out that that's not what's happening, you feel like you're doing something wrong, when really it's the people lying to you through social media to sell you something, right? That is one of the worst things. And I understand that it's not, I know people are like, oh, well, kids are stupid. I'm not going to call kids stupid. They just don't have the life experience to realize that all social media is at this point is it's a way for people to make money. They're trying to sell you something. There's very few people out there still that are just streaming for entertainment. They're trying to make money. They're trying to monetize, get a sponsorship, or half the things you see on TikTok are just small businesses trying to convince you to buy something from them. Like I saw, and this is a scummy tactic I really don't like. There was a company that was doing a box. It's a box where they put a couple candies into it, and then another box they put candies in it, and it goes, it spreads out. It's a kind of a cool little decorated box of candy. So I went to their website just to see, like, oh, I bet this is a scam. They're charging $50 for 10 boxes of candy, 10 regular boxes of candy you could get at the dollar store. And what they're hoping for, and it's awful, is they're hoping that these kids will see this and they'll be like, it's really cool. I want them to make my box. And so they go on to TikTok and they purchase these things they don't need out of the hopes that someone will show their TikTok stuff, right? They'll do the thing where it's like, oh, order number 5441, you ordered this, let's pack it. And they don't care that they just paid $50 for $10 worth of candy because they want that feeling of, look, they're packing my order. They made a TikTok about me. I'm someone that I'm important enough that I'm on a famous TikTok. And it's just another way to just make money off of people. That's all it is. It's making money. And like I've talked about with you guys a few times, making stickers and doing things. And I mean, there's legitimately, I do want to make money off my photography and things like that, but I'm not willing to sell out my ethics for it. So I've looked at making a couple stickers. There's a couple stickers I want to do, but I feel guilty trying to sell them to you guys, honestly. So that's the big thing that stopped me from making a few of the different stickers I've looked at, is I don't want to be one of those people who's only just selling things. I don't want to be here just to make money off y'all. It's wild how people go crazy to see their people packaged items. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't understand the package my items, please. I really don't get where and why that comes from. Other than you see other people do it, and it's the... What was that commercial for a while there? The FOMO, the fear of missing out. Like, you see other people doing it and getting it, and you want it too because you don't want to be missing out on it. You don't want to be the odd man out. So maybe that. I will show you though. I'll show you the sticker that I was working on. Do y'all want to see the sticker that I was working on? I think it's pretty cute. I'm going to show you regardless, so... I'm going to show you a sticker. If I can find it, where did it go? Oh, where did my sticker go? There it is. It says, "You are me out of this world." Look at how absolutely adorable that little kitty is. I love that little kitty so much. Alright, we need a bear. We can turn in a quest. We'll level up a little bit. Because these last couple fights have gotten, like, down to the wire. We almost died, so... We'll level up a little bit, get a little bit more power. Turn in a couple quests. Let's see here. Go up here. No. Give me that.
No. Keep your feet on the ground.
Okay. Level up. Most of the time, the odd one is better than trying to fit into a group. Oh, I 100% agree with that, but I also understand that's a tough sell for kids, right? Everyone wants to fit in. Everyone wants to be a part of the group. Like, I understand that it is a very hard sell on the whole, like, you don't need to be popular. What's cool isn't always popular, and what's popular isn't always cool, right? Like, I get that that's not as easy as we all think it is. Take the road out north. Okay, so who wants these? Pilot stone gear. Okay. Let's go check this guy out. Voice is starting to get scratchy. I'm not used to streaming for 2 hours straight.
You got my attention. Off with you.
All right, let's go get some bears. But like, you mentioned sinful activities, and this is something we've talked about on stream. That's hard. That's very hard in that kind of category. Like, lying. Lying is so advantageous, right? Like, people lie on their resumes. People lie to get jobs. People lie to get things left and right. Like, there is no doubt that lying can get you good things. As a Catholic, I try to avoid all forms of lying. But there are days where I legitimately feel like I'm at a disadvantage and I'm missing out on things because, like, I can't lie on job applications. I can't lie on my resume. And I even feel guilty, like it was a while ago now, I was wearing a hat that was for my workplace employment. But because my workplace has gotten so many lawsuits and so many people hate it, when someone asked me, hey, do you work for them? I said no, because I didn't want to be one of those people who get yelled at over where I work. Like, I have no control over this. So I lied about it. And that was wrong of me. I had to go to confession for that one. It felt silly, but there's obviously an advantage to it, but it sucks to work for a place where you feel like you have to lie where you work at just so you don't get attacked or yelled at or screamed or anything else like that too, you know? Oh boy. We have spotted a treasure chest down below us. I don't know how to get to it. We have committed to capturing all the treasure, but I don't know how to get down there, honestly. So we'll go to this cave up here. I think it's this cave up here, but we're going to try and get the treasure chest. We're going to try and hold on to our commitment for this game, which was collect every treasure chest we come across. Because we are a treasure hunter. And that's what we do.
I'm out of range.
Forgive me for I have sinned. I've lied to an internet stranger. It's funny when you think about it. It's one of those things that, like, you don't think about it. And that's, like, the scary thing about it. It just comes so second nature that, like, you just do it and you're like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to do that. And then it just pops out. Like, you don't even think about it. And then there you are. Now, this boar is a little tougher than I thought. We need another weapon bad. These guys are kicking our butts.
Can't cast that yet.
You know, it's one of those things where you always try and do right. Doesn't matter if it's internet, online, whatever it is. Always gotta try and be right. Gonna go to bed now. It's nice talking to y'all. God bless. Well, God bless you too. Thanks for dropping by, PJ. Hope to see you again. Thank you for the follow. And I'll be streaming tomorrow, so hopefully you can catch us tomorrow. We're gonna be streaming early in the morning, though. Well, it's gonna be, I guess, at night for you, but early in the morning for me. Have a good night. I really feel like we should stop attacking these bears. We've had some bad luck with these guys. Alright. Like that. That's a huge, huge amount of damage he does. Yeah, we're gonna need a different weapon or something if we're gonna come out here, because these guys are just kicking our butt. At level 10 we get a pet, and this will become a little bit easier, but this is so risky. Especially when they parry me like that. Let's heal up. Actually, my stream probably won't go on much longer here. I've been 2 hours. That's a record, right? We usually don't stream that long, so we've gone way longer than usual. I've got to go pick up Emmy from work here soon, so it's almost about time for me to stop. But I planned on streaming a little bit longer until we're unemployed, and then you guys get to deal with me for 4 or 5 hours. That's heaps today's. It's progress. Progress. Gotta get my voice used to talking for this long. Gonna need more ranting topics if we're gonna go for this long. Gotta have better topics to rant about. Bigger, better, more angry. Don't run out of rants. The good news is I just have to go outside for 5 minutes and I'll find a new rant. So, yeah, that's not a concern, I don't think. Oh, there's a bear. We need that bear. Bears. Bear. Finally, they dropped a bear pelt. We have been needing that. Alrighty. Let's go to the inn. To the inn. To the inn. Alright, there we go. As always, before we end for the day, let us do our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for the blessing that is bringing new friends to our channel to talk to about Christianity, to spread your good word, and just have good conversation. Lord, thank you for that blessing. Lord, we thank you for all that you do in our lives, and we ask for you to continue to help those who are homeless, those who currently don't have access to food, water, shelter. Lord, help to give them what they need, and more importantly, help us, their brothers and sisters, to be more compassionate and give more, to offer more so they may have those things that they need. Lord, we pray for all those people who are suffering from mental illness, depression, anxiety. Lord, help them to get through these hard times. And finally, we pray for those souls in purgatory, those holy souls who are waiting to enter into heaven, those who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out today. Like I said, we're going to do Waking Up with Waffles tomorrow, and we're going to be playing Assassin's Creed, so make sure that you wake up nice and early so we can do a little bit of that. Bubble, do feel better. Please get over the COVID. Hopefully you and the kid both feel better. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.